Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Napkin Test podcast. We have a deal, and we're going to sniff it out. So I have my friend Maytal Hess. She is a realtor extraordinaire. She's also an investor. She's smart, and I trust her math, and I trust her integrity, and I trust her judgment. Maytal, how many doors do you currently have?
7.
7 doors. So she's building her empire, and she's one of my trusted go-to agents in the Denver metro area. So Maytal, welcome.
Thank you. Really excited. Thanks for having me. We've been trying to do this for a little bit, so we finally got around to it.
Yeah. Well, you found a lot of deals, but you're finding so many deals we just can't get them on the podcast here. But we've got a little time because of some I don't know. There's some like virus or something going on. I forget.
Yeah, that was a quarantine thing.
All right, so have at it. Let's sniff this thing out. Give us a nitty gritty, Maytal.
Yeah, I love this deal. I love it so much. I have one of my own, so I'm really excited when I come across another one.
So you own in this area?
I do. And these units are few and far in between. And my team actually, we've got such a high demand for these units. We did mailers to the whole complex, and we are getting some interest in some sellers that want to get rid of some of these units. So the special thing about these condos is that it actually used to be a hotel at one time. So there's a handful of these units that have that connecting door, if you can imagine a hotel room. And there's the one side with the kitchen and 1 bedroom, 1 bath on that side. And then if you can think of a hotel room, there's the studio side. And in there, you just kind of put like a mini fridge and a microwave, but there's still a ton of people that will rent it out for short-term rentals. So that's the big thing. This is for short-term rentals. It's not in Denver County, so you don't have to worry about the primary residence. And the HOA is comprised of all investors who want to keep it that way. So that's really nice too.
Nice.
You got that on your side. And yeah, you could rent it out as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, but the moneymaker is to rent them out as 2 separate units. And it's basically like buying a duplex for $270, $280, whatever it is. I bought mine for $265. So of course it just kind of depends. I had to do some work in mine, so it was a little bit lower than some of the other ones we've come across. But yeah, find me a duplex in Denver for $270. I don't think so.
Yeah, right. And I should say that you and Brian are kind of my go-to for info on short-term rentals. So I am not a short-term rental expert. I'm a buy and hold, year-long leases, standard tenants. That's all my doors. And so I call you and Brian and ask you questions about these Airbnb and short-term rentals all the time. So you're my go-to for that. So
and cool. Honestly, like I'm sure everyone right now is asking, well, Airbnb, who's Airbnb right now? And I was scared shitless, honestly. Like we moved out of that place. We bought it as a primary and we're fixing it up while we were in there. And last February is when we first started renting it out. And then last month was really our first full month. And like come first day of coronavirus, our 3-month booking cancels. So we're like, great, this is the beginning of the end. And it wasn't. We've still been getting, I don't know who's traveling right now, but we are still getting rentals in there. It's a lot of last minute bookings. But I'll show you guys some of the numbers on this spreadsheet for a time where you would think that there would be absolutely no Airbnb travel. It's still cash flowing. I just wanted to break even, but it's still cash flow.
That's amazing. That's very good news. Sweet. You want to share us your numbers? Let's check this thing out.
Let's see if I remember how to do this. All right. Okay, I think that's on me, right?
You got it.
Okay, so if anybody wants to get this spreadsheet, go ahead and just shoot me a call, a text, an email, whatever it is. But basically what I was told for these units, here's my rental income up here. I was told at a minimum you will get $3,000 a month for both of the units. My mortgage is a little bit, this one, so I bought it as a primary. I didn't put the 25% down. So these numbers have the 25% down and a higher interest rate. I put way less down, and my mortgage is about 1,700 with the HOA. The HOAs are kind of high. There's 2 buildings that are on a main street that require more maintenance, and they have a little bit higher HOA. So those ones are 460. This one, the unit I have available has a HOA of 384. So I know that seems high, but it was something I was willing to eat based on these other numbers. So 3,000, I have that minimum. I'll change it. Last month I made 26, so I cash flowed $1,900 over, and there were still like a lot of startup costs in terms of getting the Airbnb ready. So that was almost $400 just like fixing locks and doing that kind of thing. So it really would have been spot on 3,000 without like the locks and all that good stuff. So that is your annual income. We've got all of our expenses here, HOA fees. If you do a property manager, Airbnb is kind of hard to manage. We did it when we did not have a 1.5-year-old. Right now for 2 units, definitely using a property manager. So just with that minimum number, your operating income comes out to about 6,200. And then if we take it, I'm just playing around too much here on these cells. Whoa, don't know what that is.
Can I interrupt real quick, Maytal?
Yeah.
I met your Airbnb manager, and you two were just raving about him. So if somebody in Denver needs a good referral to an Airbnb manager, you got the guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Owen's the man.
Sweet.
And so then if we go up to 4,500, that's the max I've been told that you can make on the crazy good months, which wouldn't surprise me, because if you can make 2,600, and again, remember there's all those startup costs of like shampoo, and we had to fix a door and this and that, so that would have been 3,000. And that's during coronavirus when supposedly nobody's traveling. So I would not be surprised if 4,500, oops, I am just clicking way too much. So if you do 4,500 for income, that net operating income would be around 19,000. So none of the expenses change, but you probably
oh my gosh, look at that cash on cash.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, you're going to probably want to average. I know like winter months for Airbnb are not as great. Summer months, I mean, spring and summer, you'll probably just kill it. But this complex happens to be in a place where there's lots of business travel. So I'm just really bullish on the area. And this is going to be my best cash flowing property for sure. And it was the cheapest one.
Nice. I tell you, another thing I like about your spreadsheet here, Maytal, and this is why everybody listening and watching, why one of the many reasons she's smart, is look at her loan information. She's saying 25% down. I think that's a very safe place to be, bringing 25% down for an investment property. Her interest rate is at 5%, so she's overestimated. Yeah, rates are not that high right now, but she's overestimated the interest rate. So when I vet a deal, especially when I'm doing a napkin test, I underestimate the income and I overestimate the expenses, because we want to vet this thing in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes to see if it's worth pursuing and diving into the real nitty gritty. So all that looks good. Your monthly, yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. Cool. Any last things you want to say about this?
No, I think that kind of wraps it up. We've got like 2-3 of these units right now, so definitely give me a call. I will have more to report to you. Like I said, I've had this Airbnb for 2 months now that I wasn't living in it. And can I just say, thank God I'm not quarantined in 800 square feet.
Wow.
With the 1.5-year-old.
Right, right. It's worth saying again to everybody listening that you own in this complex. Like you're putting your money where your mouth is. You know, that's why I refer clients to Maytal, is because she's actually in the game. She owns doors. She's, she practices what she preaches. So awesome, Maytal. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That's a good napkin test right there. All right. Hey, Maytal, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they email you? Who do they call? What's the dealio?
Yep. Email is Maytal, that's MAYTAL, at teamdenverhomes with an S on the end, .com. And then my phone number is 720-431-1221.
And everybody, if you're watching, you can see her number in the bottom of the screen, just like you can see mine. So if you have any questions about the mortgage on this, shopping for rates or anything like that, just give us a shout. And we'll catch you next time. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.